All right, welcome back, everybody. Episode
welcome.
seven.
Seven. Sure
On
is.
time this time. On time this week.
Oh, yeah?
Episode 7 of Slime Time. And tonight is actually a pretty cool episode.
It's special, guys.
It's a special episode. It's actually our first guest episode. We have the lovely Terahdra joining us tonight. And we are going to be talking all about 24-hour streams.
Yes.
So, Terahdra, how are you doing, man?
Good evening. I'm well. I'm well.
Good evening. It's all professional sounding. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to our live studio. Great to have you.
I gotta be professional when I can.
How's your week been? How's everything been going?
You know, April's been a weird month.
It really has, actually.
Allergies have been left and right, and work is being weird. But everything else seemed to be working out pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's good to hear. And if you guys haven't heard, Terahdra actually recently put in his application for partnership.
Yes.
So he's waiting to hear back. In a couple of months, we're going to be doing the big partner celebration over with Terahdra soon.
Yes.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, he's going to get it, guys. He's going to get it.
And if he doesn't get it,
you
we're
have my
going to
vote
make
of
him
confidence. Yeah, if he doesn't get
Over under 2 applications.
Wait, 2 applications?
Yeah, do you think it's gonna be over or under that number?
Oh, yeah, no, you're going to get it first application, I think.
get it. I think you're going to get it first,
I
too.
think you're going to get it first time. I personally think. I think you have enough of a niche with your cities and other content to definitely get it.
Yeah.
First run here. Yeah,
All right, well, good
definitely.
luck to me.
So, any case, so yeah, if you guys don't know, we're going to go through Teradra's story, his background with kind of what he does on his stream and what's been working with him, obviously pretty well. And then we're going to be opening up for some questions from the community.
Yes.
And maybe some questions from Teradra's community, if anyone there has any questiones.
Mm-hmm.
So, Terahdra, how did you find Twitch?
So I don't remember exactly how I found it, but I know that I ran into it like late 2011, early 2012, and I started watching a lot of League of Legends actually because I was playing League of Legends.
Really? I never would have pinned you for a League player.
Yeah, and through that I saw that there were other channels and other things, and I
Okay.
used to stream on like Blog TV back in the day that got bought out by YouNow,
Okay.
and I wanted to go ahead and check out the people that were streaming and stuff, and I actually ran into Carnage, and that's when I started watching content creators on Twitch.
Really?
Interesting.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't know Co. Oh, you ran into Co from on Twitch, you mean?
Yeah, not in person.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I was like, I took it as Co. You ran into Co on another platform. Like, I didn't realize that Co was on another platform. That's crazy.
No, Teradra's just bed friends with Carnage. Yeah.
And get some beers together at some point.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a dream. If that ever happens, that'll happen. But for now, it's not something. That's
Just in our dreams, right?
my people will call his people.
Sounds good.
So what made you want to start streaming then? You found Twitch, you found all these other channels, right? What made you look at it and be like, you know what, I could do this?
Well, I used to be a YouTube content creator years ago, like 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I've always had a knack for entertaining people. And I reached a point in my life where I had some additional free time, and I wanted to try to be creative again and entertain people once again. And I figured I'd try Twitch since that was like the cool thing going on.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So you decided you wanted to hop back into entertaining people. What's been your journey on Twitch so far? From like the moment you decided, hey, I want to start entertaining again, up to this point. What's kind of been the journey?
I started in 2016, and I was streaming Minecraft and League of Legends.
Okay.
And I remember I didn't stream very much. I streamed like 2 to 3 hours a night, 3 nights a week. On off weeks, I took a bunch of days off. I didn't really try.
Okay.
And what I heard through Ko at the time was he was backing a game called Hero Song that was being made by some EverQuest devs.
Okay.
And I backed it on Kickstarter, and I bought like 6 copies of it. And the game came out like really early alpha in like October of 2016.
Oh, wow.
And what I did was I jumped into that game, and I was like the first one out the gate. And I was the top streamer. I was averaging 30 to 50 viewers. I was getting like 50 to 300 followers a month. It was great.
Ooh.
And then late November, early December, the company that was making the game closed its doors and refunded everybody. And it really sucked because that was like what my stream was. 99% of my following came from that game. And since the game went belly up, no one came around the stream anymore. I got super depressed, and I ended up. I started a live stream, and I streamed for 3.5 minutes, and I said, "I'm done, bye," and I quit. So then, 2017, I didn't stream at all. I actually focused more on Magic the Gathering. I tried to be a grinder, tried to go professional with that, and that kind of fell apart halfway through the year. I had ended up giving my gaming PC to my roommate at the time. So what I did was December of 2017, I started building a new PC, and then I started back on my current schedule January 1st, and I've been trucking it ever since.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your stream right now. What do you play? What do you focus on? All that kind of stuff.
So the main part of my stream is I put chat first, gaming second. I like to play...
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you feel like that's a lesson that you picked up from your main game going belly up on you? Kind of learning to transcend the game?
Well, not really, because I've got some clips on my channel from back when I played that game, and I was still kind of interactive with chat. There was a pretty good community I had going on.
Oh, wow.
It's just, if for some reason, they didn't stick around, and they just kind of disappeared.
Okay, fair enough.
But now what I'm doing is mainly RPG and simulation games, and the reason being is because for both of those games, you can kind of make of it what you want. You can customize how you play the game so it stays fresh. And we've been jamming a lot of City Skylines recently, and I've been reinventing cities and making challenges for myself and making the game fresh, making content fresh in order to keep people coming into the door and checking out what's going on.
Yeah, I saw rebuilding London from the ground up from maps. That was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a suggestion by chat, and that was probably the craziest endeavor that I've ever taken. And we learned a lot of lessons from that, and I don't think we're going to be doing any more like big cities like that anymore.
Really? Why not?
Well, because I put over 110 hours into that build, and we could have done another 100 hours. And
okay.
I think if you split it up into 4 or 5 hour streams, after 30 streams of streaming the same city, no one wants to see it anymore.
Fair.
I gotcha.
Okay. So, when did you start doing 24s? Like, what was your first 24 you did?
The first 24 I did was to celebrate my birthday back in 2018. I don't know where I got the idea to do it from.
And
but
what
thought,
month is your birthday in? Just so people know.
It was March the 17th of 2018 was my first 24-hour stream. And what we did was, I think at the time, Kingdom Come Deliverance was out.
Okay.
And
I remember the hype
going
around
to do
that, yeah.
Was, the goal was to play a dick run. I was going to be an evil person and be mean and intimidate everyone.
Okay.
And about right at 12 hours into the stream, the game crashed because it was full of bugs.
Yeah,
and I had to restart my PC. So we just kind of scrapped that, and I started playing Magic Online.
Okay.
And I was running my streams from noon to noon Saturday to noon Sunday, because that gave me enough time to get ready on the weekend, and it gave me enough time to get sleep before work the following Monday. And I remember right around 11:30, we were raided by a Magic Pro with about 400 people.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
I I was still a small streamer at the time, and I had the mindset of, well, I have to keep streaming because now I've got 400 people watching me.
Yeah, I would have straight up almost shit myself at that point.
I would still
It was-
nearly shit myself.
Well, I was awake for like 26 hours straight at that point. I was on 23 of streaming, so I didn't really have the best reaction. But I ended up streaming like another 3 or 4 hours afterwards. So I went like 28 hours, and that was a really big moment for me.
So, would you say that experience kind of influenced your mindset you have now with 24s?
Well, so what it did was it opened up my eyes to the ability that. So in my philosophy, the average stream is 4 hours.
Okay.
If you stream any less than that, you're not really giving yourself the best chance.
I agree with that.
And if you're not full time, if you stream more than that, you're going to take away from things that you need to do, like in real life. If you're a full time streamer, you could eisily do 8 to 10 if you really wanted to, without any issues. And I think 8 is probably
some of us cough.
No.
Isn't that always the dream, right?
Yeah. And I figure with 24, you're pretty much streaming 6 4-hour streams, so you have so much customizability. And anyone from anywhere around the world can come by and see your stream at any given time and see your content. So it allows more different eyes to hit you. And after that day, when I saw how much growth I got from it, how many eyes I got on the channel, I decided to do it more.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's a really solid answer. So, when do you do 24s now? What is kind of your methodology behind your 24s?
So right now I have in the channel what's called a sub goal, because right now I'm not
a sub goal. Yes. Let's explain that for the people who do not understand what a subscription goal on Twitch may be.
Gotcha. So
just giving you shit.
You're fine. I'm still an affiliate on Twitch, so I really don't have a lot to offer my people who subscribe to the channel. And I know that people who subscribe to channels do it to support. Some other people do it to get access to like a bunch of different emotes that someone may have to offer. Mm-hmm. And at the time I made this promise to chat, affiliates only had one emote, really didn't have anything else to offer. So what I said was, every time we hit a maximum tier of non-gifted subscribers to the channel, to build consistency, to build a community, we will unlock a 24-hour stream. And the way that works is I don't do them every weekend because that would kill me. I have it pre-planned every 2 weekends, and I also have some vacation time allotted around there. That way, if we do hit the goal every week, I can do a 24-hour stream every other weekend and I won't get burned out.
Okay. That's a pretty solid.
Sorry. We also do them for like special occasions. Like for my birthday just recently we did it. And when we hit partner, we're going to do one. And if we set aside like a big goal and we hit it, we'll do one. Or if we do something for charity in the future, we can do one.
So what made you decide to start offering them as a reward to your community? And on that, what do you feel makes 24-hour streams a good reward? What do you think makes them something that people want to work towards?
So the reason why I offer them is because I can only stream about 4 hours a day due to my full-time job. And my big thing is community interaction and talking to chat. And sometimes I get some people who live in Turkey, who live in South Korea, who live in Australia, Brazil, who will follow the stream. Sometimes they can't watch because I stream so late in the evening. So what the 24-hour stream does is A, it gives them more access to me whenever they want. B, it gives me a chance to have the people who have followed me around the world to come by and hang out at their convenient time without inconveniencing them.
Okay.
And C, what it does is, if I do like a power 24 where I just play one game the entire time, my name is on the browser page for 24 hours, and everyone who goes to that browser page is going to see me.
Okay, that's all actually really solid options. That's pretty pretty good, actually. I like it. Okay, so why? So your community obviously gets pretty hyped about them. You've been doing them pretty consistently, which means that you've been hitting these goals pretty consistently. So with them, why do you think your community really takes to it? Like, I understand like why it may be a good idea to incentivize it, but why your community really resonates with this, you think?
To be honest, I don't know why they resonate so well with it. I know that there are some people in my community who only come to my 24-hour streams because that's all they have time for. And what they do is they generate hype within their communities. And I'll have new people who will come in, and after like 16, 17 hours, they'd be like, dude, so-and-so told me that you've been here for 16 hours so far. Are you really going to stream 24? And I'm like, yeah, man, this is a walk in the park for me. And they're like, you're an idiot. And they'll like subscribe to the channel, and they'll say, here's for the next one. So I think people do it to be like an asinine, but I don't mind, because as long as they're willing to help out with the community and grow, I'm okay with that.
Okay. That's pretty funny, actually. Do it as a challenge to you, as a challenge to your stamina. That's really funny.
Yep.
I have a question.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
Have you seen before, since you do 24 hours, is there kind of like a taboo on doing 24-hour streams, and why do you think that is?
So a lot of people kind of put a negative light on it because they think being awake for 24 hours is unhealthy. And there's a right way to do them, and there's a wrong way to do them. And what you have to do is you have to be mindful of your body. You have to be mindful of what you're capable of doing, and you have to prepare correctly and go about it the right way. Because if you don't, you're either going to fall asleep halfway through it, or you're going to regret it afterwards, and is really going to mess up your rhythm in the next few days, because it does make an impact on you. Now, I don't think it's unhealthy, because until as of recent, EMS, firefighters, doctors were working 24-hour shifts. And if that is a feasible thing, then it should be okay for us to do it sitting in front of a camera. And if you think back when we were kids, we used to stay up for 30, 40 hours doing stupid shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. So what do you feel are the big benefits to doing a 24?
So you get what I would tell you is you would get out of the 24-hour stream just like you get out of Twitch. You get out of it exactly what you put into it.
Okay.
If you're someone who's interactive, or if you're someone who can carry yourself at the same pace for the entire time, you're going to do better than if you just kind of burn off every few hours and you just kind of phase out and stare at the screen, because no one wants to show up to a quiet stream, whether you're streaming 24, 36, 48, whatever you want to do. So you got to maintain a consistency. You got to set up what you want to do ahead of time, and you got to do it. And if you're not gonna maintain it, you might as well just go ahead and pack up the stream and call it a day, because you're just wasting time at that point.
I like that. The consistency, the consistent atmosphere, right? Sticking to what you told everyone ahead of time that you were going to be doing, making that happen, making that fun, and good from start to finish. So do you generally see a statistical improvement after doing a 24?
I do. Right afterwards, there's usually like this honeymoon hype where everyone who found you during the 24 is coming in the Monday, the Tuesday, Wednesday after, because they're asking you if you're okay. They're testing your knowledge. They're asking you questions if you remember what they said at X amount of time. And it's fun because it's like a little mini trivia afterwards. And it's almost like you play one of those RPGs and it's a puzzle. If you answer the questions right, the door opens up, and they'll either stick around for longer, or they'll subscribe to their channel, or they'll give you some subs.
So good.
And it's just something that adds to it. So as far as if I notice a huge difference, I don't notice a huge difference. But like I said before, there are people that are in the community now who only come around for 24-hour streams.
That's funny.
That is so good. I like your policy very, very much on the honeymoon period, right? It's do you feel it's almost easier to make those initial impressions during the 24 because it's such a hype thing that it's almost easier for people to connect with you at first?
Well, there are streams that are kind of like an auto hype for that kind of thing. Maybe like a celebration stream or a charity stream or a 24-hour stream. There's already going to be that level of hype.
Right.
So when someone enters the stream, they're going to expect that from you as a reflection. So yeah, of course, that's always going to build something in someone's mind going forward.
But it's almost a bad thing at the same time because there's an expectation going into it then.
It depends on how you deliver it. So if you're just doing a one-off one for charity and someone comes by, then they understand that if you make it clear to them. But if you're someone like an idiot like me who's got them scheduled every 2 weeks and you're challenging chat to subscribe to your channel, then you are creating some volatility there. But as long as you hold to your word, they're like, hell, this guy knows what he's doing, and they're going to stick around.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, we kind of started to break into it. What do you feel are the downsides to 24s then?
So the downsides to 24s are you're not going to get anything done around the house unless you're doing like an IRL stream where you're cleaning your kitchen. If you're doing that, don't do 24 hours. If you don't prepare for it correctly, you're going to have a bad time for the next few days because it's almost like being jet lagged. Because you have to pretty much eliminate an entire sleep cycle, and then you have to catch up from that. Right. And then, like I touched on earlier, if you're not going to present consistency throughout the stream, you're just wasting your time. So you're going to be sitting there in the quiet for a long time, and you're going to end up feeling bad about it afterwards and thinking that it's not effective.
Right. Okay. So really, it just boils back down to being able to be consistent through the entire stream then.
It is what you make of it.
Has there been any times where you've done 24 hours but had to stop early due to any problems that your body has faced?
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't even thought about that.
There's been two 24-hour streams that I didn't finish, and there's been two 24-hour streams that I went longer than 24. The first one that I didn't finish, I did a 19-hour stream back in April of 2018, and there's actually a really funny clip where right around like the 18th, 19th hour, I get my back scratcher and I'm smacking myself in the forehead. And what I'm doing is I thought it was going to help me keep me awake, but it felt so good that I was falling asleep while I was doing it. So I ended up doing it for like a minute. And I ended up having to cancel stream because I couldn't make it the rest of the way.
That has to be one of the best stories that I've heard.
And what had happened was, for the entire month beforehand, I was eating pizza every day. So I wasn't taking care of myself. And my body was a reflection of that because I wasn't ready to try to power through something like that. The other time I didn't finish one was the most recent one that I did. I took my dog out at around 3:30 in the morning, and the allergies hit me from the spring seasonal allergies.
Oh, God, yeah.
So,
feels, man, feels.
Exactly. So 3:30 in the morning is about the 15-hour mark. Between the 18 and 20-hour mark, my body kept trying to sneeze, but I couldn't sneeze, and my face was swelling up.
Oh,
so I called it at 22 hours. I was like, I can't make it. I'm sorry, guys. I owe you guys 2 hours. So that was the two that I couldn't make.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So, okay. All right, so we all right. I like where that was going. So you start talking kind of about your body wasn't prepared. How does one prepare properly for a 24? Like what is your lead up going into a long stream? And
what would you suggest to other people to be cautious of?
So what I would tell you is, during the stream, if you've ever had surgery before, they'll tell you like the night before to not eat after midnight because your body has to be like cleaned out for them to do like the anesthesia and stuff and everything else.
Yeah.
So what I would say is make sure you get about 8 or 9 hours of sleep the night before, and then I wouldn't carb load. I wouldn't eat any bread like the evening before, during the stream, and right afterwards, because if you carb load, if you eat a lot of pizza, if you eat a lot of pasta, noodles, anything like that, you're going to want to take a nap. And if you're sitting in front of a camera for 24 hours and you eat something like that, you're going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm getting sleepy. and you're not going to perform correctly and you're not going to do well. What I would
100%.
also say is I would stay away from like coffee and soda, because although caffeine is great, you're going to end up crashing really hard if you don't maintain it throughout the 24. And if you're drinking soda or coffee for 24 hours straight, that's already bad for you. So I would suggest, sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask, just leading into that, what about people who, like me, I have to have coffee, to start going. Like, I drink coffee twice a day. I drink coffee when I get up in the morning. I drink coffee on stream.
And what would you say to the people that
Like, if I
drink
don't-
alcohol too? Because normally they're doing 24 hours for like
Yeah,
a
have a
celebratory
little
event.
Party, drinking the alcohol. But, like, if I don't have my coffee getting into cast, like, about an hour into cast, I will be dragging ass so hard it won't even be funny.
Well, that's when I would challenge you to try not to drink coffee the day before and see how well you feel, and see if it works out for you or not. Because coffee is not like a permanent thing where you need it to function on a day-to-day basis.
Well,
it actually leaves your body pretty quickly. And if you
there's
give it
there's
24
plenty of
hours,
people that are addicted to coffee is what I'm saying.
well, yeah, but I don't think you're addicted.
That's debatable, but okay.
Well,
Hey,
so
stop
then
thinking
what
real
I would
quick.
say is
Today I broke out
good
of
luck
my
doing the
bubble and
24
went to
because
a
I don't think
game
you're gonna make
night.
it through it.
Met some new
Okay.
Because
people,
Okay.
to
if you
exchange info and such,
if you end
but
up
I
not
actually met
finishing
new
it, I
real-life
can
people.
point to
Come
3 or 4
heart,
reasons
heart,
why.
heart.
Because
Much love, Otters.
you can't drink coffee for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
I promise you that you can't, because you're either going to dehydrate yourself, you're going to overwire yourself, or you're going to crash about 15 hours in, and you're going to be done.
Yep. No, I agree, and that's a big reason why I personally don't do them. I can't keep a consistent atmosphere for that long.
Yeah, and I would actually suggest, what I do is I get water and I get flavoring, the liquid flavoring that has B vitamins in it,
Okay.
or a small dose of caffeine. And what I'll do is I'll mix the flavors up throughout the night. That way I'm drinking nothing but water.
Okay.
And what happens is the B vitamins help you stay awake and keep your energy going, because you can't really carb load. And like what Holly said about the beer, if you drink liquor, you might be better off, but beer has a lot of carbs in it because of the base of it, and it'll do the same thing to you as eating a pizza.
Gotcha. I mean 100%. So what about people that do the party streams and they're drinking the liquor for, the first 5-6 hours of stream, and they get pretty schwasty by about the 10-hour mark?
I mean, it depends on how they can carry their alcohol. Some people just pass right out.
Do you think they're
And
gonna
if that's
make it
the
though?
case, it depends on their constitution, how they take their alcohol. Like I could do that and probably make it through the stream, but I probably won't do that more than once.
Okay.
How important do you feel like it is to listen to your body while doing a 24-hour?
So the thing about your body is, if you start to hurt doing anything, just stop. But like, as far as like intestinal changes, like your stomach growling and gurgling and things like that, that's usually a result of something you did up to 24 hours beforehand. So if you're feeling weird about 12, 16 hours in, it could be something that you did before, but it's not necessarily have to do with the actual stream. If you're hurting or you're feeling it like you can't go on, by all means stop. You don't have to do it. There's nothing in life that you have to do.
Right.
Yeah. And how okay is it telling your community that you're going to be doing a 24-hour stream, and if you're having some issues stopping, it might be in the middle of it, might be the end, around the end of it. How important is that? And have you seen from your community if they understand when those things happen? Because you might think you're prepared and you might want to try it out, but not fully make it the time.
So if you're doing it as a first time thing, or you're trying it out, and you make it clear to your community that you're doing that, your community should understand. If they don't, then you got the wrong kind of community, and you should start rebuilding from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think if, as a personality or as a Twitch streamer, if you say you're going to do something, it's in your best interest. It's almost like a 3-strike rule. If you say something and you don't do it, that's like strike one. They're gonna understand. They'll give you some leeway and move on from that. But then if you like stumble 2 more times after that in a short concession or short time period, they're gonna start feeling a different way about it, just like you would if you were watching someone do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So I would say if you're gonna want to do something like that, prep it about 2 weeks beforehand. Let your chat know, have like a command, say, hey, this is what we're gonna try to do. I would love for you guys to hang out and let's try to do it. And then if it doesn't work out, then there's no expectations. But if you're gonna do it like 2 days before and you're like 24 hours, bah! And then you go 12 hours and you fall out, they're gonna be like, oh, Mr. Big Shot the next day. Look at you, lasted 24 hours, and they're gonna heckle you about it for the next week.
Yeah. The harassment would be pretty rough on some of those. I can see, 100%.
Would you suggest for people that are interested in possibly getting into 24-hour streams to try like 12, 16-hour streams first
building
to see
stamina a little
building
bit.
stamina up, because there are some streamers that are new to the platform that can stream for about 3 hours, and that's about their limit. And
a solid stream, that is.
A solid stream for about 2-3 hours. What would you suggest if they want to hop up to a 24-hour stream at some point?
So that's actually a really good question, because technically the way I look at my 24s are 6 4-hour streams like I would normally do. So if someone normally streams 3 hours a day, I would ask them to try a 6 or a 9-hour stream first and break their stream up into 2 to 3 streams and take a break in between. That way they can get used to the rhythm and how it feels. And of course, try doing that, but do it in increments of how long you stream. Don't try a 3-hour. Don't stream for 3 hours a day, 6 days a week or whatever, and then turn around and try a 12-hour stream, because you might have a bad time.
Yeah.
And of course, try that. Try 12, then try 16, and then go 24 and see how it is.
Okay. What kind of games would you recommend people to play? And is it okay to play multiple games? Is it okay to play the same game? What would you say? Or if they're not even a gaming stream, if they're an art stream, what would you?
There are many different ways you can do it. I've seen it done different ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an artist, what you can do is one big thing that they like to do is like incentives. And there's actually a format of 24-hour stream that I've seen done that I kind of like.
Okay.
But I can't do it because of the way I do mine. So what they'll do is they'll guarantee a 12-hour stream, but then they'll have like a stretch goal incentive where if they hit X amount, within a certain time, they'll add a couple more hours to the stream and turn it into a 24. So if someone's an artist, what they can do is they can say, hey, we're going to try to get this picture done. If we can get it done within 6 hours, we'll add another hour to stream.
Okay.
Or if they have like a follower goal, or if they have a subscriber goal, hey, if we hit 10 subs before 10 p.m., I'll stream another 3 hours, something like that.
Okay.
As far as playing multiple different games, it depends on what kind of stream you're doing. If you're going to do like a community 24-hour stream, you're going to play a bunch of different games because you're going to have people with different tastes and different wants and needs. If you're playing just to make it through, just to truck something, I would say 4 hours is your minimum, because you want to be able to get into a browser page, you want to be able to get seen, you want to be able to create conversation, or at least get somewhere in that game. Because in most games, 4 hours isn't going to get you anywhere.
Okay.
And then what I would also say is pick a game and have a goal in mind and use that as your first 24. For instance, I did like City Skylines. We were starting London, and the goal after the 24 hours was to have London started and running. So it built hype.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that. So since 24 hours are quite a long time, what are recommendations that you would say to basically keep the hype for the 24-hour stream? Because I know they can drag on even if your chat's talking, or what if they die off because they're not used to you having a 24-hour stream? Maybe you don't have that base of people from the nighttime that you, because you've never experienced that before. What are some ways you keep the hype going?
So I'm going to use Eastern Standard Time as a guide, and then you guys can add your hours however you are, wherever you are for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Twitch is the most active. After 10 and up to about 6 a.m., it's dead. So if you're streaming a 24-hour, expect there to be 8 hours of dead. And what you want to do is you want to kind of pull from your little bag of knowledge and your bag of tricks, and you want to commentate what you're doing. You want to ask yourself questions. You want to create content because someone may come across your stream and they don't want to see a dead, quiet person. As far as generating hype, I mean, you can do that in a multiple different ways. If you have like a Humble Bundle and you got extra codes laying around, what you can say is like every 4 hours we'll give away a game. Or you can say is do like something in chat where people enter a raffle and you'll pull a winner every 4 hours and they have to be present to win. That way it makes people, entice them to stay there. You may be re-rolling a couple times on those giveaways, but at least it'll build some kind of hype to keep people around in chat.
Okay.
Awesome. What's going to happen
like
is,
that, yeah.
In your first 6 hours, you're going to have the most insane chat and the best time of your life. Then the next 12 hours are going to be kind of slow, and then the last 6 are going to be people that were there during the first 6, waking up, coming back, and asking you why the heck you're still streaming.
That's awesome. So I have another question, actually. I have a lot of questions. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's a good thing. I like it.
So how important is it to advertise to your community and to other streamers that you are going to be doing a 24-hour stream?
It depends, once again, on what kind of stream you're doing and how hard you're committed to it. If you're doing an experimental one, I wouldn't tell too many people until you can you can do it and you can pull it off. If it's a charity, I would say try to ping as many people as possible and spread the word around.
Okay.
But if you're normally networking like you should be, people will learn about what you're doing just through word of mouth, and the natural flow should take over from there. Because actual 24-hour streams generate chatter, and someone in someone's chat's going to be like, "Hey, do you know, Teradra's going to be doing a 24-hour stream in 2 days. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Why would you just do something like that?" And now a conversation has started organically that's beyond your control, but it happened because of your networking.
Okay.
Yeah. That's really good. So what are some best practices, kind of wrapping this up a little bit? What are the best practices you would give to someone?
Like if you give people some bullet points.
Yeah, who's looking to do a 24. Just a couple, like, pearls to keep in mind. This is, say they're going into their first 24. They're committed to actually making it. This isn't an experiment to them.
Yeah,
they
done 16
make
hours
it.
before. They've kept it good. They're a little bit more experienced.
They want to make it through the full 24. What are some pearls that you would give them?
I would say to follow the Stay Hydrated bot and do about 4 ounces of water an hour. I would drink nothing but water. Okay. If you feel like you're going to crash and you need something, I would suggest, getting your caffeine kick, but don't stick to that for too long. And I would say take a 5 to 10 minute break every 4 hours.
Okay. I like it. How important do you feel like breaks are?
Yeah, because we haven't even touched on that yet.
We didn't talk about breaks.
I know that's been something that's been brought up before.
Well, I would rather take breaks every 6 hours, but I have a dog. So I'm kind of forced to take them every 4 because she requires attention.
Okay.
Right.
And breaks are great because it gets you away from the desk. It gets you, sometimes your eyes get crossed if you're playing the same game for so long. It gets your legs stretched out. If you maybe have some blood flow problems with your legs, you can stretch. You can kind of walk around a bit, get some fresh air. It's not advantageous. It's not a bad thing to take a break.
Right.
And usually what you want to do is you want to have a graphic you put up on stream, let people know you'll be back. I usually put a start time and an end time, and I put my little my time zone. That way people can do the math if they come in and want to know where I've been, where I'm from, and make it work the best you can.
Yeah. Cool. So, what is your number one piece of advice to any streamer on Twitch? What's your number one Twitch tip for anybody?
Be consistent.
I like it.
Yeah.
Be consistent. And that's not just show up to your streams, but be consistent in your streams. Be consistent with your atmosphere and
Yeah,
your
and that's just not in
activity.
24 hours either.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that we've been working on very...
Show up to the streams that you say you're going to show up to, but have every day feel like the same content. Don't show up one day to a different channel, right?
Yep.
Excellent. All right, cool. So we're going to open up to chat questions now, guys.
Unless you have anything else you want to add on.
Yeah.
Or talk about.
If anybody has a question for us or Terahdra, you could tag us in chat. If you'd like to come into Discord and talk about it, you can go ahead and hop into general chat. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to get
excited.
that going. So, yeah. So what's coming up on the week for you, Terahdra?
Well, I've actually got a 24-hour stream this weekend.
Okay, well,
And
so if people hear about this before this weekend is over, what's the date? What you going to be doing? Tell us a little about it. Plug yourself.
so it's gonna be the 27th of April, and it's gonna start at noon Saturday Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. GMT, and it's gonna last 24 hours. And we recently got a Chrono.gg partnership about 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Congratulations
And-
on that, by the way.
Thank you. The game we're going to be playing is going to be a multiplayer game, and I've heard through the grapevine that we're going to be playing with you guys in the evening as well.
Yeah. I think we're gonna be hanging out through part of it, doing a little bit of multi-streamy typey thingies.
Awesome.
So what we'll do is what I'll probably do is I'll probably buy a couple of copies and do some giveaways in the first couple of hours.
That's
and then get
awesome.
some people in the community jumping in and playing some games. That way we can build something while we're playing it.
I like
That's
that.
super
I like that a
awesome.
lot. So again, guys, if you have any questions you'd like to ask us or Terahdra, you can post them. If not, I guess we can wrap up. We've had a pretty good
Yeah,
good
we had a
chat.
really good
So
talk.
final call for questions, guys.
Yeah, I know we
Um,
covered a lot about 24-hour streams.
Us, Terahdra, streaming, life, anything at all. This is your opportunity
Yeah,
to get more
you
than
can
just
talk to us or Terahdra about anything. It doesn't have to be about 24-hour streams. Any questions that you want to ask?
This is your one chance to get multiple viewpoints on the same thing, guys, not
Yeah.
just ours for once. So if you guys have any questions at all, at us, hop in Discord. Let's chat real quick, guys. No?
Yeah, hop in the channel
Maybe?
Discord. I don't know.
Going once? Going twice?
I think we
going,
covered like a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, we did. We covered a lot, so... Wow, this is going to be the first episode without a single question. It's kind of funny. So this is a
You
whole
guys-
podcast
yeah,
about
a lot.
answering questions, and
Yeah.
wow. All right. Well, in that case, Terahdra, can you tell these lovely people of the internet where they can find you?
Sure. So I'm Terahdra. I stream 5 days a week, Sunday to Thursday, and we usually do evenings Eastern time. And you can catch me at twitch.tv/Terahdra. And it's Terahdra all over the internet, TERAHDRA. And that's Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
Perfect. Well,
Awesome.
thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, and if you
Thank
guys
you,
listen to
guys.
this podcast, if you have any more questions to ask us, feel free to either message us or tune in for the next podcast at 9:30 Central Standard Time on Tuesdays.
Perfect. So these are recorded live, guys. If you would like to ask questions, if you'd like to participate, like Holly said, these are recorded every Tuesday at 9:30 Central Time. You can find them live over at twitch.tv/OctomouseLabs. I don't really think we have a game plan for next podcast. We'll probably do another open mic night. That was a lot of
that
fun.
was a
That
lot
had
of
a
fun.
lot of really good information. Guys, if you found anything useful in this podcast, share it with someone who may need to hear it.
Yes.
Leave a rating on whatever podcast platform you are. Subscribe if you haven't.
And if on your YouTube, subscribe, like.
And we
yeah.
will catch you guys next week.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you
listening.
so much.
Bye.
Have a good night or wherever you are.